Hi everyone, and welcome to Power Plays. I'm Harry, and today we're going to be taking on Tumble. So as you can read from the description there, Tumble is the county's home for hiking, fishing, and falling down. So this is where we unlock the brand new Fracture Ward. And the Fracture Ward does what it says on the tin. It's going to be for fixing broken bones, so expect to use that a lot in this level, and the regular ward as well. But before we do that, let's quickly jump into Mitten University. Now, at the end of the last video, I said that I was going to continue playing Mitten University just so you can see essentially what I do with all my staff in an ideal world, and complete all the researches as well. The only two research I've got left are the general research and the kudos research, which essentially just repeat and just come back every time you've completed it, just so you can always get 20 grand and you can always get 20 kudos points. Something which you might want to do is actually just do a 20 grand, so a general research project, and just get it all the way to like 990 research project or like 999 research project progress, and then stop it. And then when you start another level, you can do that research again, and you'll only have to get like 10 points, 20 points, whatever you left it at, and you'll get 20 grand straight off the bat. It's a little trick. So as you can see, I've specialized pretty much all my staff. You can see I've got a lot of researchers just to get that research going quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the benefits to specializing your staff. So you can see here Randy Dross. So in the log we can see just here that Randy Dross has been diagnosed and is 100% diagnosis. So they need to go to the ward. So you can see diagnosis certainty just there, full. Everyone's happy. Illness difficulty, it's a low illness difficulty. So the estimated chance of cure is about 70 to 99%. We don't know the staff skill, so let's just play this and we'll just watch him. Wait for him to go into the room. We got a nurse going there now. I was just going to pick one up. So you can see staff skill, full. Cure rate, 99%. And if we just have a quick look at the staff member, so you can see that there are a level 3 staff and they have the ward skill 3 times. So this is Wilbur. So let's find Wilbur. So you can see level 3 and 3 in ward management. So that's 20, 40, 60% in the skill tree just there for improved treatment and improved diagnosis and improved treatment in the fracture ward. Also, for every level, you get an extra 10%. So already we're at 90% here, and then if you add these medicine cabinets, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. So already there's a 95% chance of getting a cure. This is then kind of compounded by what was the diagnosis rate, what's the illness difficulty, etc., etc. So if we watch, we should be pretty much guaranteed of a cure here whenever the nurse gets there. And that's exactly why I train them as specialists. I also, for like nurses, for like say the pharmacy, I'll do the pharmacy management first, and like so over here the injection, just because you can see treatment's 10%, this is 20%, so it's an extra 10% cure rate, which is really important in the early stages. If you can't be bothered to manage your nurses that way, you can just train them all in treatment, and at the end it doesn't really matter too much, but I just like that extra 10% early on. So there you go, we got a cure. That was fairly straightforward. So you can see here, lightheadedness, the staff skill's not as high, but the diagnosis was spot on. The illness isn't that difficult. We have a fully upgraded machine, so you can see the cure rate again, 99%. And you can see the staff skill isn't high because it's only at 20%. For treatment there, because we got the 2 versus the 60% we had here. And again, we should get a successful cure here, but let's see. Yeah, there we go. So that's exactly why I specialise my staff like that, just to give the maximum chance of curing. And you can see we've just got cures all around. Let's just stop this guy. So illness difficulty, it's a bit of a more difficult illness. Diagnosis certainty 100% because we've got our GPs spot on. Staff skill pretty good. Upgrades, fully upgraded machine, although it does need repairing. We've got all these medicine cabinets as well. Let's see what this staff member's like. Got a 40% here, so it's not as high as the ward that we had, but again, should be a pretty spot on cure rate. And this is going to make your life a lot easier, especially for those easier illnesses. And there we go, another cure. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that and just show you the benefit of having a fully trained and specialized staff member. So let's quickly jump into Tumble. We're 6 minutes in, so I haven't started us too late, but yeah, I just wanted to stress that it is really important to train your staff like that. And I am going to do a separate video just going through kind of strategy and some quick tips about what you can do with staff and what types of staff you can do and the training you should do. So welcome to Tumble. This small town attracts tourists from across the county to climb Tumble Ridge and hike along the Tumble Downs. Luckily for us, this generates hundreds of fractured bones each year. Catching. You need to bring a fracture ward, deal with these injuries, recommend building a standard ward and other essentials too. And we have a radio problem. Now also the key bit right at the end is Tumble is known to experience seismic activity. So look out for earthquake warnings. We'll need janitors ready to deal with any damage. So essentially what that means is we're going to get a pop-up, we're going to get an earthquake, and we're going to have to make sure that our machines are well maintained because they will take damage as the earthquake hits. So I'm just going to stick a reception just here. As you can kind of see, it's quite a skinny layout, so we do need to be a bit size conscious. And you can see the other plots here are a bit bigger. So you can see this one's quite significantly bigger, these two. And these two are a bit nicer shape, so we should be able to get some more rooms in there. But yeah, quite skinny here. So let's build a GP's office right off the bat. Now, it would be a bit silly to build a GP's office just here. That's a 4x3. Just because you want to make sure you're getting that 2 corridor space, because otherwise if we're leaving this area as only 1, people are going to bump into each other and really slow down. So what you can do is you can either tuck this nicely kind of like towards the corner, and we could probably fit some toilets in here, and that still leaves your kind of towel space here, and we could probably build another room facing this way, or you could put your GP's office here and do it as a slightly smaller 3x3. Now, I like to stick to my 4x3s, but do check out my room guide to show you how to make a great 3x3, and would probably be useful for this hospital. So as always, I'm going to tuck the desk as close as possible in there. I'm going to stick a radiator just here and then get that filing cabinet in as close to the radiator as possible so we've got a nice amount of space. Can also fit a little medicine cabinet in here, get that rug out just because I like to do it for no reason whatsoever, but the rug's there now and it's staying. So we're now going to move on to medicine cabinets. So let's just make sure we're getting those out nice and good. Just boost up that cure and diagnosis rate. And of course, it likes to be a bit sticky anytime we want to do an episode. And just by a bit sticky just means that it won't go in the right place. Whenever you do have that issue where you're finding that it's not, like it's just being a pain and it's not kind of snapping into the right place, 1, make sure you've got disable grid snap off, but 2, what I tend to do, oh, you can see I'm having a good fun time of it here. What I tend to do is I'll either just back out of the medicine cabinet select and like say go to another item and then go back to the medicine cabinets, or I just place the medicine cabinet like on the other side and kind of do that. So you can see this one's been a bit of a pain. All right, let me just stick it here, and then hopefully when I come back here, for some reason it's just nicer. It's one of the plights of console gaming. Not as much control. Whereas on a PC, it would be much easier to do. There we go. Nearly there. Ah, it does fit in. Yeah, this is a pain. But yeah, one of the first thing, the first room we're going to build after we've done all like our basics of a staff room, a toilet, a GP's office, is we're likely going to have to build a fracture ward. And there's quite a lot of emergencies in, let's make sure this is pressed up as much as possible. There's quite a lot of emergencies in Tumble. Especially for the fracture ward, so we're going to have a very good fracture ward and make sure that we can deal with a decent volume of patients. So the emergency that we have is going to be 5 patients, so it's a decent amount. So we want to make sure that that we've at least got 3 beds as a minimum. What you'll see is that the fracture ward, the beds are actually quite big and quite clunky to place. So let's build a toilet. Just a nice small one, and it's one of the reasons why I prefer these smaller ones is just because they just fit in those awkward places that you haven't got room for anything else. You can build bigger toilets. There are definitely better toilets, better layouts than this, but not for the size it takes up. And I don't really care about a level 5, but I would like to get this to level 4 prestige. There we go. All right, so we've got a GP's office, we've got our toilets, and let's just build a staff room, and then we will get this going. So as you know, I like my staff rooms to be 4x3 again. Get those 3 set sofas in there. Get those punching bags in nice and close. Then the vending machines, one either side of the door. Bin, just in case, and why not? My favorite rug. Definitely should get a different rug color, and I'll stick a radiator slap bang in the middle, because why not? Then we're just going to cover it with some gold stars, and then actually we're going to need to hire some staff, and we should probably look at the requirements for a 1-star hospital. I've just gone ahead and built these rooms. I mean, these rooms are a necessity anyway, so you should probably just build them straight away at the start of every hospital, but it's always good to know what you're going to be doing. So to get a 1-star, we're going to need to cure 50 patients, so that should just happen naturally, no issue there. We're going to need a cure rate of 60%, which shouldn't be too difficult for us, and then we're going to need a thermal comfort of 12%. So the thermal comfort, really easy. So you can see the filter here. So blue is cold, yellow is decent, then it goes to orange, then it goes to red. So just plop these around. It doesn't really matter if you're going to build over them, because we'll just sort that out as we get to it. And yeah, literally just plop them around. And as you can see, the temperature control is different in the room. So by us putting a radiator here, it's not going to change the temperature in this room. So yeah, so just drop some radiators in, and essentially when we go to build a room and say we build a room over one of these radiators, we'll just sell the radiator and it will not be an issue. So let's hire an assistant. Let's get this one in. We're probably going to need to hire 2 assistants, but not right now. And we want a GP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a training room first. I'm just going to build a training room just in this corner here. I'm just going to tuck it in. And what I'll do then is I can just hire a doctor with no skills and just get them started as a pure GP. So, as you've seen before, you know how I like to do my training room. So I only have 3 chairs in because it's not often you're going to train, if at all, more than 3 people at once. And if you are training more than 3 people at once, then I want to know why. Because all those people off the floor at any one time is not going to be good for your queue sizes or your hospital. So just put these brain anatomy posters out. That's going to improve our training speed. It's going to make things nice and quick. And you can see by putting those radiators out, we've actually got a thermal comfort of 94%. So we need 60% for 1 star. We've more than achieved it already. And you can't put the posters there because the lecturer's in the way. So let's get a radiator that's going to cover most of the room, and we can now start putting down our bookcases. Now, I'm not going to kit this room out fully because it's going to be very expensive, and I'll save that for when I've got a bit more money. But I do want to make sure that we're getting a decent amount of bonuses to our training speed. So I'll put a few more down, and then I'll leave it there. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to leave that there. And I'm going to hire that GP. They get hangry, but not really much of an issue. It's not an ideal trait to have, but again, it's not going to be the end of the world. And something which you probably want to take advantage of in this hospital is the temperature filter. So you can have just a little quick look. So you can see we probably do a radiator over here somewhere, maybe near the entrance, maybe over here. And I mean, if you really want, you can have a look at the attractiveness. And so we can see how attractive our rooms are. So we can see how well our gold stars are doing. So let's turn that off, and let's see what nurses we've got to hire. So we want to make sure that we've got their treatment nurse is going to be great. So I'm probably going to hire that one for our pharmacy, but we also want to make sure that we've got a good selection of nurses for the ward. I'm going to hire this janitor just so we've got a ghost capture one, and I'm just going to get playing. So let's wait for our first patient, and let's wait for some more applicants to come in for us to hire. So you can see that was the trainer coming in. We're going to get our GP trained, so we can see it's 16 days, not too bad. And while we're here, let's make sure we got our policies set. So you know I like to bring mine down to 85%, I like the fast track decision making, and I like to promote staff automatically. And as I always say, fast track decision making is key. Otherwise you're going to have loops going around back and forth to your GP's office. So we can see here, this guy's definitely got a broken leg. So we're going to have to build a fracture ward. So we got a couple more days here. And we've got a guy queuing already. And we do not have, evil. We do not have a decent ward nurse yet. But what we can do, let's have a look. Don't worry, research nurse, research doctor, has a dark side, enjoys doing it. So I'm going to hire this evil nurse. We will be getting rid of them at some point, do not worry. and I'm going to train them in in ward management. They can't be trained in general practice. And I'm going to build the fracture ward. So we can see here, the fracture ward. And I'm going to stick it just nice here so it's close to our GP's office. Because we're going to have a lot of patients coming in, and then it'll just be a quick, they can come in, they can get out. Real nice and easy. And you can see I'm maintaining a nice two-space corridor there. You could argue maybe I'd want to flip the GP's office and put the door on the other side. But I'm just going to leave it that way for now, just because it's a bit too much effort. Alright, so the fracture ward. So there's many different ways you can build the fracture ward. It needs a nurse's desk, it needs a plasticast, and it needs the massive beds. So I like to do the fracture ward as a 3x5, and I can fit in quite a few beds in that, so I can treat four patients at any one time. And you'll see, look at the size of that. It has to be on a wall, and let me just lay them down. So in this nice, you can see, you just flip the sides and you kind of put it in like a bit like teeth, so to speak. So let's move this along. We're gonna fit one here. Yeah, we're not gonna fit one there, are we? Definitely should be able to move this a bit. Let's see if we can just get any more space. I think we're only going to fit 3 in here. Go. And let's just move that one. Yeah, if we want to fit another one, we'd have to make it a 3x6. So you know what? Let's make it a 3x6. And I'll move the bed so that, or I will move the building just so it's not that cramping that corridor. So what we can do is, because it's a 3x6, we can stick it there. I can move this a bit further over here. So you can see we've still got that 2-space corridor. It's still quite nice and close to the GP's office. So, all right, let me explain. When a patient comes in to the fracture ward, what's going to happen? They're going to come in this door, check in the desk, and they're going to go to one of these beds. And essentially, a nurse is going to help them get into the bed, and they're going to stay in there until they're ready to be cured, essentially. What happens is they toss around in here a bit, then they get helped out the bed by the nurse. They wander over to the plasticaster, and they have their cast removed, essentially. So you can see they're already wearing a cast, essentially. We should be able to see it on this one. Yeah, so you can see they're already wearing a cast. So then they'll come here and they'll have it taken off. So what we can do now, we can do my favorite medicine cabinets. You can see they fit just nicely in between the gaps on the bed. So we can just get that cure rate up just that bit more. And if they don't show up straight away, just fiddle around a bit. They do fit. We can fit another one, slap bang in the middle. We can also fit some more in the top right hand corner. You can see we've got just a bit of a space there. No one's really going to be using this space too much, so we can use it to our advantage just to get those in. Unfortunately, this one won't fit here though, just because the bed sticks out a bit too much. And so the only thing we need now is a place for a radiator, or like an air conditioning unit. Now, you can fit, to be honest, we could probably get rid of that cabinet here and we can fit a radiator in, or can we fit it in just here? Where can we fit this in nicely? Okay, we can fit it just across the desk here. There we go. And then just to finish it off, let's get some gold stars in. We're going to get that prestige up. You can just see it's a bit hard to place some of them, so take advantage of areas where the beds aren't in the way to place them. Oh, and you can see we're actually gone over our spend budget. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of some of these cabinets. There we go, but I am still going to try and make sure we can get a level 5 prestige room. So there we go. We have no money. We've got a level 5 prestige room. We've trained the doctor, so let's drop them in. I'm going to bump all my prices up. So I'm going to generate lots of money that way. And let me just quickly just sort my staff, just so they will only work where I tell them to work. And let's go. So hopefully this staff member won't take too long to train, 20 days. So we're going to have to wait a bit.
To the owner of the bluish car, your car is being
Humorous injury.
That's a bluish car for Cuban.
So you can see, when you discover new illnesses, you need to just bump up the prices again. The prices are reset. Making a bit of a loss at the moment, so we can't really hire anyone else. But as soon as we start treating staff, we'll be completely fine. And you can see we've got 3 queued up already. And we need a ward to treat this one, so I'm just going to send them home for now, just because we don't have the money to start building the wards right now. But we will do very, very shortly. So as soon as that nurse is done... Sorry guys, you've had to wait, but it will be worth it. And just make sure you bump up the nurse requirement for this room. We've got 4 beds. You could definitely benefit from having an extra nurse. So you can see we've already got 3 patients that want to jump straight into the fracture ward clinic. Still not going to build that ward. And yeah, this should now start to generate a bit of cash. So you can see, fix them into the beds. Fix them into the beds here. And you can see this one should want to get out first, I'm assuming, because they were in first. So you can see the nurse slows down while walking through this, just because they're quite close together. So you can see right there, it's a bit slower. And that's why you need your corridors spaced out quite a bit. And now we're going to have our first emergency straight in the fracture ward. So let's say, yeah, let's get that rolling, although we do not have enough space right now. But hopefully we're going to start curing those patients, and then I'm going to hire another nurse. So you can see there, these are going to be our emergency patients. They come straight from this helipad straight in, just so it's nice and quick. Yeah, we've got that one getting out, we've got this one going in. So I'm just going to hire, this nurse. And we're not going to have enough money to train them straight away, so I'm just going to drop them in here, just get that extra nurse going. You can see we're 20 days in, not cured anyone yet in the emergency, so we do need to get going with that. And our cure rate is quite low at the moment, purely because we're sending patients home. So when you send patients home, it classes as not curing them. So do not worry too much about that just yet. So I'm not going to want to hire these ones. Might hire them. Will hire this one because I want them to be a GP. So I would train the other nurse first, but we've got an emergency going on at the moment, so I just want to make sure that we're covering all that. Although it would be great just to have that extra cure rate. put in, but for now I'm just going to leave it. And we've got 3 patients out of 50 done, but just look at the queue for our fracture ward already. Yeah, we've got a training slot, I know. Ooh, one of them's died. That's not great. We've got a ghost capture, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue if they turn ghost, which they do. Get that. Janitor's straight on it. Get straight on it. No? Looking for work. Ghost was right next to you. So hopefully we should get this emergency dealt with, and you can see we're generating quite a bit of money now. So hopefully we can... there we go. That's a good nurse for the pharmacy. Not that we have a pharmacy yet, but when we do, that'll be a good nurse for the pharmacy. And we need another assistant. This is where everyone can go on a break. Not going to take on that challenge. It was to shoot Mono Beast. Just not really fussed with that one, or fussed with it right now anyway.
Please pretend there's a fire.
Please pretend there's a fire. Okay. I was worried. I thought one of my machines was on fire. I don't have any of the machines yet. So I'm going to send them home still, just because we do not have the staff really to get a ward up and running properly at the moment. But we are going to have one soon. So that doctor's smashed the GP training. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a ward training going. Send that patient for treatment, bog wards, and we need a pharmacy. So I'm going to get them to wait on the pharmacy because we can just build one nice and quick right now. So let's get that pharmacy in, get the machine down, get a fire extinguisher because we have a machine, we need a fire extinguisher. We can, if we move the fire extinguisher close to the door, can we sneak a radiator in? No, we can't sneak a radiator in. Alright, let's get those medicine cabinets done. Something which some people, yeah, that is what some people might find useful or worthwhile doing, especially if you find that your staff are having issues where they're essentially being idle and it's taking them a long time for them to come back from whatever they're doing. So essentially, a staff member is going to go idle in a room when they're stood there with nothing to do. No patients coming in straight away. And what they'll do is they will go to peruse whatever interesting things they've got nearby. So what that could be is one of these medicine cabinets, or it could be what could it be? It could be like a drinks machine you've got in the room, or it could be like a candy dispenser. Anything. It could be any of them. But what can happen is that, say, they could walk all the way over here to this medicine cabinet. They'll be messing around. They'll have a patient waiting right here, and essentially they're taking their time to go ahead and start curing them. Oh, I don't know why I'm building all these. I don't have enough money for them right now. Let's just get rid of... Let's just have these in, and I'll stick some gold stars down. Just because I don't need this many gold stars for when I fully kit out the room, but I want to get this level 5 straight away. So essentially what you can do is you can put a little chair just here, and that means that instead of, say, going all the way around here, if they've got a chance, they'll come sit on the chair and they'll be right next to the drug mixer, ready for when a staff member does come in. So it's just a little trick that you can do. So just making sure our staff members are working in the right place. And hopefully 21 days shouldn't take too much longer. I'm going to get a mechanics janitor because eventually I'm going to want to upgrade that drug mixer. You can see we're killing quite a few people, and that's just purely because we haven't got the good enough staff at the moment to cure everyone as well as we would like. And we got 4 out of 5 for that emergency, so pretty good, pretty good. So we're ticking along quite nicely. So you can see the basic game mechanics here that we need to do. We need to, especially for 1 star, make sure we've got enough staff going into our kind of ward areas. Make sure that we're training the right staff, and we'll get that cure rate up, and we'll easily cure those 50 patients. This first star is relatively easy. Now we're getting promotions all around. Has this one got? Yeah, so those two can both train in ward management too. So I might actually just kick that off just now. I have just got enough money for that. So this trainer is actually going to stay and start kicking that off straight away. That's one of the reasons why I just tagged it right now. So stick maybe a drinks machine here, a snack machine over here, and let's get a arcade machine just so our patients don't get too thirsty, hungry, or bored. Send them home, and I'm not going to treat the pandemic just yet. What I can do though is upgrade this drug mixer, give that janitor something to do, and look, we got 1 staff member trained already. What was our doctor like? Motivated, hygienic. Hungry. No, I'll take that. I hate to see a good doctor go to waste, but I'm not going to hire them for now. We don't need the extra doctors. We do need the extra nurses. So you can see we've got 3 nurses. So we've just probably got enough just to cover this room now. So I'd love to hire another 3 nurses so I can start building a ward and get that sorted. We do have a nice space for a training slot, so let's get this GP trained. Using up all our money. Come on, good nurse, good nurse, good nurse. Not good nurse. So later on in the game you unlock a marketing room, and in those you can run marketing campaigns just to increase the amount of certain types of staff which you get. So you could have like a nurse marketing campaign, and that would help. Why is this? It's kind of going straight. I mean, they definitely do not have a broken bone, so this is definitely not the right treatment for them. Oh no, they're having a cast put on. Ah, gotcha. So you can see our cure rate isn't the best right now, just because we're sending people home a lot. Just make sure we're getting all our prices in. Still not building a ward, sorry. Really hoping for just a unpolluted skill tree nurse. I'm considering hiring this one just because it's not a terrible trait to have, but it is not one that I would choose specifically.
Birthday candles from Wickwalk, Flemington's premier vendor of candles and East Asian culinary equipment. Light, true.
What I will do for now is just put some medicine cabinets in.
Unfragrant. All in all, an admirable effort.
Yeah, making a loss, but that treatment, just one, and we're making a ton of money, even if they did die. So we kind of just need to let things plug along at the moment. We're kind of at the mercy of not having enough nurses. And yes, I could just hire any old nurse, but for, as we kind of saw in the Mitten University level right at the very start, having the right nurse is going to really help out. We do though have another emergency, so let me place that, send home, and we have another fracture ward emergency. So that's going to get us lots of monies.
Patients arriving for the fracture ward.
So I don't mind putting the rest of these down eventually whenever it will fit. Can't afford item, hey? Let's give it a sec. I can afford it now. There we go. So let's churn those fracture ward patients in and out. So you can see we're at the 13 patients cured mark, 13 out of 50. We're getting there, and it will definitely help when we get that ward, for sure.
Pharmacy, calling nurse.
You can see I'm really not getting the look with the staff members. Not at all. Cure 10 patients. Probably not going to do that, but we'll give it a go. Let's cure some people. Or at least let's make some money. We need to make some serious money. I wouldn't mind hiring that janitor. There we go. That's one. So there we go. Just hire this janitor. And essentially what I want is for this janitor to be a pure repairs janitor. So you can see a few things have fallen down from the earthquake. No, a few things have fallen, so I just said no to the lightheadedness. I accepted the challenge for the VIP to come in, and I sent a patient home. So you can see these things fall down, so the janitor has to clean them, and then it does affect the level of the machines, so their need to be maintained. So you see their health level has slightly gone down. It's not too much though. Let's just finish putting these medicine cabinets in. Come on, last one. Let me put it in.
They said he looked ridiculous.
There we go. Last one in, and we're going to do our yearly awards. So I'm just saying no to these patients, sending them home.
A hero must put on his spandex.
And let's see how we do.
Roderick Cushion returns as perilous spandex.
6, not bad at all. We did have a death, so I'd expect that. And we sent a lot of patients home, so and so our cure rate hasn't been great, so our treatment success wouldn't have been that good. But I think that was a really good show for our first one.
This is 2 Point Radio.
So let's actually get some decent nurses in. That would be fantastic. Pan's Lab, not interested. 5 out of 5. Yep, send them home. We've actually got a bit of cash here, so let's just put in some of these bookcases just so we can get that training speed up. Let's just leave it like that for now. Repair 100 machines. Correctional reward. Oh, we've repaired a lot of machines, it seems. Like, come on, guys. I know I'm pussy. I know I'm being quite picky, but this game's really not helping me out here, is it? I'm trying my hardest. But we're curing our patients slowly. Slowly but surely. We need 2 more to do that challenge, actually. We're going to be close. Don't think we're quite going to get it. The VIP challenge went well. They like the hospital. Surprised about that, but because it's really, really basic, as you can see. Got another cure. We're not going to get that other one in time. Yes. I don't care if you're a litterer. I do not care. I'm just hiring you. We're going to get another trained in the ward. So I'm just going to get this one to train them just because they've got 165%, so they'll do it actually quicker than a guest trainer. Yeah, we didn't hit that one. We were one away though. Give us a break. And let's get that other upgrade on that drug mixer. Come on. Come on. Boo. So as you can see, we're nearly halfway for the number of patients cured. What I am going to do is I'm going to build a ward. So quite a big ward. This is I'm going to do 6. No, I'm not. I'm going to do for now. Yeah, I'll do it this way. I will do a 4x5. So stick the nurse's desk just here. We can fit a screen in just there, and we can get some beds in. So you can see just nicely we've got a decent amount of space, and you can put the screen anyway. You can put it this way.
On 2-point radio.
Yeah, let's put it that way. It doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Happy birthday.
I'm just going to have to pause the game because you can see that my mails are absolutely stacking up there. Let's put a radiator in. There's a reason why I put the screen that way, just so I can fit a nice radiator in by the nurse's bed. Let's get this to 4 stars, show off how wonderful this hospital is. 5 stars, sorry. Sell invalid items, stick that in. Let's make it so another nurse can get in here. And then let's just quickly go through these. No, promote through staff, I'll do that. I'll take on the emergency. I'd love to promote more staff. They're just got to be good enough. And so you can see now we have our fracture ward up and running. Fracture ward, we've already had that. Our normal ward up and running. So we should start getting a few more patients in that we can start treating and get that cure rate up. So yeah, you can see this room's getting pretty busy. Ooh. So I'm going to take that nurse just so I can have a backup for the pharmacy. And I'm also going to take this doctor. And what am I going to train them in? I think I'm going to get them in treatment, just because I've seen some people with Pan's Lab and we need a doctor to treat them for that. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm actually going to take everyone off the pharmacy. Hopefully it won't cause too much of a problem. I'm just going to get that training course on the go. 20 days. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We've got that being upgraded anyway, so we'll see how that goes. A little trick with upgrading a machine as well, it actually upgrades the health of the machine as well. So if you say if say you need to upgrade a machine and the maintenance is like down to like a quarter, that would be a good time to do it rather than waiting for the machine to go back up full health and then wait a bit and then upgrading it. It just makes it a bit more efficient. Yes. We'll get a nurse at the pharmacy very, very shortly. So you can see our cure rate has dropped under the requirement, but we'll get it back up, no problem. I'm going to to get them to wait. I'm going to build the Deluxe Clinic, just because we now have a doctor in treatment and we can get this done. Just going to stick it here. Get this nice and close to the door. And we want to make sure that we get a fire extinguisher in, we get a radiator that heats everything up, and then we get those gold stars covering the walls. Make this a 5-star room. I will upgrade this machine as well. Pan's lab, fine. 4 out of 5 patients again, that was great. I'm just going to send that patient home. So we're starting to get a decent amount of money. Get a doctor just working in the Pan's lab for the lightheadedness clinic, Deluxe Clinic.
What a delight today's show has been. I can only hope that it pales in comparison to the real deal this time next month.
Bill.
Here's hoping that
Where are
you
we going to have
enjoyed
the
today's
space for a
trial
Pan's
run.
lab?
Ta-ta!
Ooh. Nope. That's not going to do. Ah, yeah. So we currently do not have space for a Pan's lab. So I'm just going to send this patient home. Until we buy one of these plots. So I'm going to go for this one first, just because it's a nice bigger size. And let's see, we've got no one to hire. We've got a decent amount of training slots available. Definitely want to make sure we're getting those done. So let's get a nurse trained in ward management. You can see nurses are really key in this level specifically. I mean, they're key anyway, but in this level specifically, they're key. Got some tired nurses. I accidentally picked up that nurse, so then I stopped the training for them. So let's start that again. That was my bad. Let's pick them up, get them in here. Okay. 90 days without death. Let's give that one a go. Unhygienic. Don't like them with that trait. It's pretty much a straight no for me, that. Ooh, okay. This assistant really needed the toilet. Training slot, and we got another earthquake coming. And let's see the emergency. Yeah, I'll take on that emergency. So you can see our thermal comfort's dropped a bit purely because I've sold a lot of radiators when I was putting down rooms. So let me just put down a few just to solve that problem. We got our thermal comfort up. We're pretty close to, and also because I built this, because I bought this room, this massive building, sorry, the comfort rate goes down. So that's also one to look out for. If you've got an unused building, it's still gonna class against you. So I'm just gonna send this guy home. I guess that's what that is, yeah, send them home. Let's get this machine upgraded. That machine's max. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty close to getting this done now. Our cure rate's nearly there. We just need to stop sending people home for our cure rate to improve. I just can't get the staff. You guys can see it. I just can't get the staff. See, I'm going to hire one of those janitors, I think. Short temper. I'll still hire them. Just because I want another janitor that can be a maintenance janitor. Yeah, it didn't promote the 3 staff. Alright, it'd be really great if we could just cure 8 more patients, get that star, and then we can move on to the next star and see what the criteria is there. It's going to be a lot of the same. More curing patients, more cure rate, and we're going to have to bump up our hospital value as well. But let's get this sorted first. We need to keep a 60%, so we're at 75%. We're doing alright. Terry trousers. But sending that person home does affect it. So if you're trying to just wait on or you're waiting for cure rate, it might be worth just holding off sending people home until I took them off fire extinguisher duty until you've hit the requirement. You can see I dropped it down to 60% there, 75%, 70%, and now it's just bumped up to 75 because we cured someone. Got my numbers tangled there. We need to cure 4 more people. Oh, it's so close.
Deluxe Clinic calling doctor.
We got 4 out of 5 on that. 3 more. Where's our Deluxe Clinic? 3 more. Come on, we got this. Ah, yes. Oh, they're unhygienic. Oh, I hate that, but I'm gonna hire them anyway for now. I'll break every rule that I have. But we need that extra nurse. And there we go. We have got our 1 star. So congratulations, your hospital has been awarded a 1-star rating by the 2 Point Health Ministry. You're doing a smashing job of gluing back together all those witless activity bandits. I've never seen the appeal of Pursuit al fresco myself. Land should be owned and profited from, not used as a venue for wanton ambulation. Continue with your osteological upkeep for more awards, or go elsewhere and expand your organisation. So we unlocked Flemington, a new hospital, and we've unlocked the small radiator, which is great for when you're building those smaller rooms and you just don't have the space for that bigger radiator. So I'm just going to finish putting this nurse on there, and I'm going to cut it here. That was how you got the 1 star. I'm going to show you how to get the 2nd star on the next episode. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop it a like. Let me know down in the comments section, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel, because then you can hear me blumber some more words, get my tongue twisted, but give you great content and show you how to get all those stars on all those hospitals. Thank you, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.